of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with his peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind. It's where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse. Spola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this peace. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down, don't even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust all on some ice, some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real, marquee velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly zone, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still in hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie. I follow I set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners. I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space AC, y'all. Stuck in the cage, face off. Acting in shape to state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I run best. I excel like I'm climbing the stuff. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol lies what your fans get. Your world's in perils what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the traffic. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all? Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye game cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, and got scope on you pilgrims. The smoke with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Death and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real song. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've blown it in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal.
What's going on, y'all?
Aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring connivance. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of firing. Striding and trying to hide. I'm striking defiant. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, squares, groupies, and hype men. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-pliant. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate the premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Bang. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Kichiwa.
Kichiwa.
In my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about to suppress rising. I mean, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who can have any harm coming to them are those who oppress.
I'm frustrated, man. You hear me? That's the feeling of today. Frustrated now, Frank. Damn, Millennial, what's cracking? What's cracking? T over here, he's doing some cleaning and he's doing some, you know. What we do?
No weight lesser, drop the oppressor, make no surrender. It's time for a change, got a boss up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. Like your mouth, execution's down, too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Lockjaw silent without sin. He put me on the planet with justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in a war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful, sinful. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock and blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand or kneel. Too late when the cats get bills.
Yo, they said what's up, man. Let's already know.
Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red in my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight.
Hey, Millennial and Dev, I should have like a couple of likes in there instead of one, man. We gotta beat the algorithm. I mean, nobody's gonna do it but us. And unless if you build a platform, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna look through all your stuff and watch your stuff. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna support it. Like, come on, man. Oh man. They come for the tea, but they don't like to bring the cup.
This world is such a, and when I say this world,
I cannot change the people of this earth, even with them little things. It's the simplest, like, I know. Everybody's focused. I know. I'm just messing with y'all. I mess with everybody, you know. Look here and around me. Oh my goodness. I have a field day.
That's how it all is, and it's like.
And the fight part I don't bother about because I can fight my ass off. So I'm with you, but it's the build because everybody thinks that they're built up. No, you're not. You came in this world where all they did was work on destroying you, defeating you, and putting you in a position in a place you cannot even understand, neither understand. Let's cut it right there. We got like 6 minutes, but like I was saying, you know, with all foul language and talking about the other things and whatever, right? Like I knew when I accepted who I was, what my task was. It didn't matter whether I liked it or not. And I knew that in order to be able to talk about the story I have to tell or share certain things, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, get it. It's right there on the tip of my shoe. Listen, right there on top of my shoe, y'all. Anyway, right? I through talking with people and in Jersey, a lot of time with the Moors, taking them behind the house or going behind that house and bucking them up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just what it is, you know. I knew that in order to reach a certain audience, unimportant whether it's the elite or not, that I can bring pieces, but I knew I would have to walk in a deranged form. I knew I had to speak on, yell, curse, cuss, whatever you want to call it, about things that are meaningful to the majority, is meaningless to me. And that was one of the most trivial and the hardest things to do, was be able to do that. I was going back looking at some of my videos going, dude, you really pulled that off. And it's not about what y'all think. It's about me, my delivery, what I see, and regardless of what I anticipated it being a fail, like I felt too fraudulent. Now, things I was speaking on is reality. And the fact that I am 100 times worse than Charleston White, I use him as a narrative because it seems like most of y'all get on to whatever the trend is. I'm not saying all. And if it doesn't apply, you obviously put it aside. And that's where I'm still at. And the roughest part of it is the initiation. You know, you can go into the Masonic order when they get to a point, it doesn't matter what God you worship. Y'all should know this. It is a platform like all other platforms that selects certain individuals secretively who cannot convey with the others that they've been selected. They would go and look for the deepest, darkest, or the outwardly and inwardly inverted perverse. That's what they do. And that's how they build their population of absurdities. And then they can nurture in the offspring of those, regardless of how they came to be. Stolen, paid birth, whatever it is, or somebody decided that one instead of, all right? And in doing that, to be able to discuss certain, that's William Cooper, all the individuals before have, going way back to the 50s and the 60s, have talked about this, those individuals, okay? Whether it be the 10, 13, whatever y'all want to buy into. And the reality is, those little puzzle pieces have always been the most important, but I knew that getting y'all there, or get those there that need to hear it, I would have to talk about big things that are just irrelevant. And it's only relevant to those who have been entered and contained. I see some of you are starting to realize that music, yes, heavily, it moves you, it controls you. Those who have not accepted the reality of that, frequencies play a major role, as I stated early on when I was talking about oscilloscope light, it being a frequency. Magnetism based on the copper and the natural ether, if you want to call it ether, energy, lightning, electricity, whatever. There's a neurons, protein. There's an infinite amount of terms that are meaningful or meaningless, and that is what actually is the order of everything. But because the disconnect, as you know, parasites interrupt. Minerals, less given, your body doesn't produce. If you don't have the sun, your carbon, your melanin, no matter what color, how little or how large, because there's some light-skinned folks that got more melanin than some dark-skinned folks. It's just what it is for the term. This is not a thesis. And all that's supposed to interact and bring you to the next void of your existence. A lot of you are very dismissive of that. No, I see that. The enemy can never attain it. It doesn't matter what they do. Once you step away from natural order to create an order that cannot be sustained, no matter how long, that is why they do all the darker, heavier, darker things, that something, regardless of how, push this vernacular and get you further susceptible to falling into their trap house of deception, self-deceit, animosity, envy, anger, irrational, as y'all are starting to see now. It's a big thing now. I've been talking about it for so long. Irrational and over-emotional things bring dire and worse results, doesn't it? Am I wrong? Makes hasty choices when most people don't know how to make proper choices. And the ones who are making proper choices aren't even the 1% of the so-called black elite that have been selected to push you in the wrong direction so that they're very weak, immoral, regardless of that. And on all other forms. Some of you, I know y'all haven't asked a question I've been waiting for. Have you noticed that in all the other countries, all their leaders don't say nothing about Zionism? Because they're all a part of it. It doesn't matter who in the cabal of the Talmudic Hinduistic dark depravity of magic. And there's other things beside that. This is just another puzzle piece. And I'm not saying it's the answer. I mean, a lot of y'all didn't know about the Nidra, the Yom Kippur. Y'all didn't know about these simple little things. And there's many others. I'm not here to divulge them. But when you study these things, you start to put things together. And then you start to realize that you have been robbed of your basic existence, your basic, you are beyond this existence. This is really nothing. But you have been robbed of it that would consummate a deeper and more healthier relationship with the other elevations of your existence. They have not just stagnated and stalemated you in a time that is supposed to be not of the Satan, which would be the sin, which would be the challenge, is what Satan, the term means. The challenge to your existence. Y'all should learn how to rise above it. Now, I cannot make anybody do anything, but I'm going to read something today and show you what I've been reading. doing my best to go into a slumber like mode. But remember, there's a reason for everything, and not everything is meant to be known. I can't divulge. I mean, there's just some things that can't be divulged. Um, there are some things that even if I attempted to give state something or give an explanation, I find it it bequips me. I find it almost impossible. Don't even ask. If your mind starts tripping light speed fantastic, all you doing is further hiding yourself from you. Don't even think. I'm just putting it out there. I say this not with complacency, but the fact that it is very complicated. Yeah, literally, I cannot explain some things, and there are times or moments when I want to, and I'm just walking around conflagrated, combobbled, and I just say, "Shut up, Red." That's exactly what I do, and I go back into whatever else it was. And many other things. But I just want to go ahead and I'm going to read to you from our Russian 1948 born brother. Eckhart Tolle is German. He's a philosopher, blah, blah, blah. Exceptional writer of sorts. Now, yes, he is befriended, but that's how it is when you get in those circles and you write many things for higher or better consciousness. Now, we've already went through the power of now, not everything, but we read where I expressed that some things mean something else. And I say, if you research this stuff, don't just read it, but research keywords. Things stand out to you. You'll come to see that it's almost in codex, or code. Excellent book. All right. Yes, he's a German. Like I said, look him up. You can see his whole bio and all that. I think he passed away at 77 or something, 84. I forget, 74 or 70. Well, whatever age he passed away. He is an exceptional writer. That's if he passed away. It's up to you to find out. Because this is not a dedication, okay? You are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold that. Listen, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. And y'all, I know they haven't they have not been forthright. Yet everything that is laid out beforehand is what you see happening. Like Babylon must be destroyed. Trump is going to get America in a war with Iran. There are troops out there that are not going to supply on purpose. This is exactly what these Z's do. And they're going to be overran and murdered and killed and tortured for the world to see. There are countries who once stood with us who are by their leaders are turning inward and outward against you. This is by the Zionist narrative. If you can't see it, then you're a fool. If you're still worried about the dumb white supremacists and the idiots who joined the police department, whether Jesuit or not, and the good guys who do nothing, it matters not. America's going to lose this war. Not because of incapable. First of all, shouldn't want a war be happening, but because it's going to be betrayed by the very likes of you and everyone else. Conditioned and groomed by the professors and teachers. Now you're starting to have a clear understanding about those in Vietnam. After Vietnam, that would pull with the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia. Yes, after Vietnam. And now you're starting to see why the killing fields came into existence. Sadly, not with non-combatants. They weren't non-combatants, but they were combatants against life because they were teaching Europeanized fake democracy Zionist narratives. Ho Chi Minh, he went to where? China. Who was China conferred by over 70-something% of the Zionist performers. Do the research, then you come back and let me know. Maybe the numbers are off a little bit. Okay? They are all performers. So today, if you deal with this, I know he took a picture with Oprah Winfrey and blah, 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 been on her show, blah, blah, whatever, right? I don't care. She manipulated many people for a higher understanding of her self-deprivations and to further carry on the perversions required of her being a part of those families. But it can transform your thinking and the result more joy. That's all it's going to be. As long as you're willing and allowing yourself to transform and transfer the dead conscious to the living and get rid of the lying living conscious and subjugate it to a place that never has to return. Okay? Hey, Ruby, what's up, baby? Alicia, Brian, what's going on? I just want to say hi to everybody. Y'all just popped up. I don't know why it's going in and out. All right. So let me read this a little bit to you. It's near the back of the book. I was laying in the dang bed. These little red ants, you know, the big red ones, the black, whatever they are, right? They bite you, you know it. These little ones, man, they go out looking for crumbs, anything. I think they go out looking for farts in the air. But anyway, right? I'm laying, they got them dang shorts on. I usually, even in the summertime, I'll sleep in, you know, sweatpants or pajama pants or whatever, right? Calvin and Hobbes, whatever, Spider-Man, whatever, Doritos, whatever I decide to wear. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm feeling like I'm itching or something. Man, and one of them two little thing down there tearing me up. More about my dung sack. I was like, what is it? Squish, squish, squish. And then next thing you know, I see the trail where they're looking for food, and I see it, so I was like, I gotta shake my shit out. There ain't no food on it. Mind blank. And I'm like, God dog it, they just walk anywhere. Then I look up and I see a long trail. Oh my God. I said, what the? But anywho, that's how serious, because I had to downplay it. I don't like to go jumping in the, you know. But them damn little suckers can hurt you. You hear me? Them little suckers give you a nice little pinch, boy. I'm trying to tell you right now. Dang things, man, especially if you switch down on them by accident. Had me in that mug, and that was the first time. Any other time, I don't care about the bugs. I'm outside. You're supposed to be used and comfortable to them. Any other time, because I got bit on my ankle and the back hind part of my thigh by that big head ant. Now, that happened, that's because I almost squished them each time. They shouldn't have been on there, but they're attracted to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just had to put that out because it was funny. I was like, man, I was trying to kill every last one of them. I said, oh, well, too bad. You shouldn't have came over here and done that. But they're okay. They're safe. They back in their ant farm doing what they do. All right? So anyway, what I want to read in here, in Eckhart Tolle, right, is transforming suffering into peace. I know a lot of people want to sit there going, I'm not so. Everyone in some form or another. You can't say you're not, because then you wouldn't be here. I suffer because of y'all. Y'all just won't get it together. But suffering, you're having it, regardless of how it is. You need to know how to transform it. I can read, and tell you, hey, look, you need to say this to yourself, better affirmations. I am whole, healed, and complete. I am perfect. And the thing is that the majority of you have this notion that you have to believe it instead of making a relationship with it. Believing I don't have to believe in you to have a relationship with you. Now, what you do with that relationship is up to you, and whether I hold on to you or let you go. It's not about belief. Belief is a factor. It's almost like conspiracy. Even the conspiratorial things don't have nothing to do with today in this meeting. Okay? You see what I just did? You see where I'm going? So we must be the benefactors of our state of existence. And you must change your state of existence. What the hell? Oh. Hey, buddy. Where's it at, man? What shoelace is not a bug, cuz. All right, it just jumped up on my shoe again. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you. I hope you get something out of it. Let me spit my tobacco out. Okay, anyway. Now, this is The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, with a new preface by the author. And this is well over 10, maybe 20 million have been sold since I purchased this one. All right, this is one of the best books as far as the notion of the 7 spiritual laws with Deepak Chopra, for those who have read that stuff, who was the author of the 7 spiritual laws of success. But one of the best books that come along in years, and even to me, there's a few I have. This is a phenomenal one. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into transforming suffering into peace. Because peace is very imperative for you to be able to come into a decent or a better understanding of self. Without peace, you're chaotic. There is no, ADHD and all that other stuff. That's what you're suffering from, ADHD and a lot of other things. There is no way to focus, and suffering can rob one of the most basic, like minerals, okay? I read about a Stoic philosopher in ancient Greece who, when he was told that his son had died in an accident, replied, "I knew he was not immortal." Is that surrender? I'm going to be heavy on the surrender here. If it is, I don't want it. There are some situations in which surrender seems unnatural and inhuman. I mean, when the eagle, by its DNA, goes up to its highest point at 40 years of age and has to go through removing its plumage, breaking off its beak, first removing its talons. And those are all the things that give it sustenance, protects it in weather and against its adversaries, as well as fishing and feeding. It is very vulnerable. But what is it? It has to surrender. Being cut off from your feelings is not surrendering, people. But we don't know what his inner state was when he said, well, first of all, okay, yeah. But if we don't know what his inner state was when he said those words in that definition, as far as there are some situations in which surrender seems unnatural and inhuman. Now, it may still be impossible for you to accept the now, okay? But you always get a second chance to surrender. Your first chance is to surrender each moment to the reality of that moment, to let it be as it is. And y'all know how you get. You cheated on me, and damn, 2 years down, you still talking about it. You never loved me. You hate me. You have something that keeps you coacting in a state of grievance that further embeds you with hate because you have not freed or surrendered to the fact that I have returned looking for something to keep you in a certain state that you do not have to accept again. Anyway, an example. Your first chance to surrender each moment to the reality of that moment. Surrender it. Okay? Knowing that what is cannot be undone. You cannot change tomorrow. You don't have to carry it into the next, but how about right now to facilitate a thought? It's like being misinformative to self. You are self-antagonistic. You are hoarding and holding on to that moment. You have not surrendered. You have not freed yourself. You have not even forgiven yourself to move forward. Forgiving is not going, I forgive you, brother, give me a hug, and then turn around and you got a knife in each other's back. It is not a meaningless, worthless term. It is an act based on an action. Because it already is. You know what I'm saying? Because it cannot be done. It's done. Now you say yes to what is or accept what isn't. And then you do what you have to do, whatever the situation requires. If you abide in this state of acceptance, you create no more negativity, no more suffering. Like say if you're moving and meditating, do all these things, and then you start to act different out of the concept of what it is you want to be, empirically what you want to find in yourself to better. You start doing the things that negate negativity. You're not going to reach there. You are still holding on to an unworldly false gift. There's no surrender. You're looking at tomorrow. You're holding on to yesterday. You have not lived in the moment because you're pursued by a demon and you are looking for a Satan, and you have not eloquently accepted the narrative that your heaven has nothing to do with either. To be in the moment, to enjoy it. Now, that's my little take philosophy. Whatever the situation requires, that's when you do what you have to do. Now, if you abide in this state of acceptance, you create no more negativity, no more suffering, no more unhappiness. You then live in a state of non-resistance, a state of grace and lightness, free of struggle. You're not being pursuant to the chaotic ideology and narratives that you have been moving fluidly in that is convenient because you're ignorantly comfortable doing it. Okay. Now, whenever you are unable to do that, whenever you miss that chance, either because you are not generating enough conscious, presence to prevent some habitual and unconscious resistance pattern from arising, or because the condition is so extreme as to be absolutely unacceptable to you. That means with utter indifference, not for better, but further in the murky mire of your existence, and the fact that you failed and you refuse to release it. And it's a chance. It's not about trial. It's about attempts, right? Multiple attempts. You got 3 swings, fool, before you struck out in the air. Or you get 4 balls and you walk, right? Okay. And preventing some habitual unconscious resistance pattern from arising, or because the condition is so extreme as to be absolutely unacceptable to you. Now, then you are creating some form of pain. You are holding on to it. You know what I mean? Some form of suffering. It may look as if the big king babies, right? If the situation is creating the suffering. But ultimately, this is not so. Your resistance is. It is you. Now, here is your second chance at surrendering. Okay? Now, if you cannot accept what is outside, then accept what is inside. So a lot of you, I know you think you're wonderful, beautiful people. And a lot of you look at that. You're looking for a formula to make that so. When all you have to do is accept that's actually part of who you are. You just have not been deeply and steeply nourished in it. You have to allow yourself to be nourished, to be more, not non-resistance and chaotic and pain and suffering, but be more enlightened and enjoy it. People have a hard time doing that because, like I said, what's convenient? Your ignorant state. Ergo, a soldier story. Now, allow it to be there. Now, do not resist the pain. Trust me when I tell you this. All right? This is what it means, okay? If you cannot accept the external condition, accept the internal condition. And this means do not resist the pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever from the form the suffering takes. Do you know what it means, surrender? It means go, oh, it's there. I ain't having anxiety. I'm angst. The little pill bottle wants to jump in my head, but I go, no. I'm gonna sit my ass still. I'm gonna let the process formulate itself. I'm gonna let it magnify, decrease, and I'm gonna find out what it is, my strength, to convey the message that my body will reciprocate because I am nurturing it in a better state, regardless of that lying emotion that has been pursued and fed by the poisons by the enemy. I manifest the change. I look at everything, I study everything. I don't care how an individual or persons or persons or peoples feel. I don't and never have gave up and never will. That's what makes me, I guess, so dangerous. I don't buy into the dangerous narrative, but that's what people say. I don't care. I will actually run with it and go rampant and drive you stair crazy because you like the pain. Now, here's your second chance, as I stated. Now, witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it. Accept it. If anything, which y'all consider worse, like you, what you gonna do about it? And then see how the miracle of surrender transmutes deep suffering into deep peace. Acceptance doesn't mean unable or unequipped to fight, because that's what you're actually doing without labeling it. Do you get where I'm coming from? Now, this is your crucifixion, your talisman. Let it become your resurrection and your ascension. Be not more of the thieves or the robbers that you have been outside of self and inside of self. Allow yourself to bear your own witness, be the lie detector that you don't have to continue manifesting those places of burden, pain, suffrage, anxiety, cluelessness, ill will, and easily to manipulate. And once you free yourself from that, there is nothing that can touch you. Now, this is obviously, I read this all the time. I go through there and I can pick it up right now. The 4 pages I read last night, I can read them right now, and I would see something totally different. Ain't no like that when you read it again and again, T. It's always right. It's every time you go back and read. If you read 100 times, you better. I guarantee you 100 times you're gonna see something different. I wouldn't care if it's a 24 paragraph, a 24 24 line paragraph of about what, several sentences. Okay. So I've been looking through this, and matching it with eugenics woman and all the other, and Walter Placker, and looking at all the pictures I can find, and I've made, this is just resounding. Herzl, the pre-Donna to this individual, and then the Boxer Rebellion, history from beginning to end, kind of. The Opium Wars, a captivating guide to the first and second Opium War in the history of the Qing Dynasty, the fall of the melanated original people of that land, the Hathars, and the Boxer Rebellion, and the feudalism of division and separation, to which you see right here, played out by disease by those that will later occupy lands, whether it be in the south or the north. And these individuals were the offsprings of a very dark people that would be considered the land of the Shi, the Hathars, the Hathar, whatever. It's not the ones you see today. The bloodlines are there. Don't get it twisted. I gotta finish this nasty. Oh man, I'll get mine. You know what I'm saying? I'll get mine. You know what I'm saying? It's the dandelion root without honey and nothing. It's just that. Yeah, I drink it all the time. I'm used to it, but still I'm used to it. Don't mean like, look, you might fart and there ain't nothing we can do about it. And this thing, I love you and I'm always gonna be there, and I'm gonna breathe in your fart. This is what we hate, but it don't mean that. Really stop. That's just so nasty. But you get where I'm coming from. Get off of me, man. Hit me in the neck like a bullet. Yard dog. Anyway, so today, I hope that was beneficial. I'm gonna shout you guys out again. Today, we're going to be framing out the door. I went and grabbed another stack of about 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 or 10 2x2s. I'm actually going to start framing up. I'm going to increase the strength of the two, which goes, you saw me put up. I'm going to put a 2x4 on the back part. People do 2. I don't have a need for that. I'll do it on the backhand. We'll go ahead and we'll drill holes and put 4 to make sure it's 30. We'll take another piece about a 4-inch 2x2 and mount it on the bottom of that 2x4. Perfect match. And we'll go ahead and hit that with 3 in a triangle. That is so much more strength. And not only does it help with the bottom, but when we build the bed up, we don't have to worry about it taking too much room. We'll still have the same deep 1-inch recess for the foam or whatever it is I use for the installation. But we'll get there. And as far as the door framing, I was measuring. You know me, man, with these millimeters, and the fact that I am building on very not flat. Look, y'all, what I'm building on, the surface is like this, like for real. So to even get the stuff as level, when the leveling could even offset the simplest of builds and still look level, but only based on where it's at, angle up. If it's straight up and it's going straight across, it could be level, but it could still be off. And even leveling here, if your eyes ain't right and you're not keen to the millimeters, things could be not straight, but a little candid. You get where I'm coming from? So today I will be going over the grinding of some of them nails. I don't want to grab my fingers, grinding those down, fabricating the door. It's going to be a little thicker than the frame, but I'm going to thicken the frame as well. It's paramount that I do that, and I'm going to also, that back end, reinforce it. Now, building the whole box up and everything like that will add strength. But when it comes to walls, it is up to however you you know, where you put certain things, what you're running, what you're utilizing. There is a paper mache form of concrete that is super light. I was looking into it. I could probably make it using the mortar for concrete mixture and wood pulp, and I think it's like a if I took, like, say if I was to cook my like a whole bag of sticky rice and keep reducing it and pulling the crap off the top, I would get a paste. And then by adding a few ingredients, chemicals, naturally, it would be like the mortar, which, like with certain parts of the Great Wall, which is not the name, and it wasn't built by the Chinese there, it was used that still hold a lot of that place up. It's ancestral stuff, okay? For those who know. Yes, concrete made from rice pulp. Anyway, I could make that. And that would be super strong as well. And I was really, really looking at it. I don't have a wood chipper. Now, most of it would be like making coals. So I don't have a wood chipper, which would be fantastic. And I don't have a big foot tub to soak the wood in with certain chemicals, so sulfur or fulvic acid, whatever, and allow those salts and everything to do what they need to do, and then mashing and getting this pulp and then extracting the fibrous part of it and then being able to utilize and create that. So I'm looking at, can I order and purchase some parts for certain parts, like with a hot stove and all, because I'm gonna have a hot stove. Besides having, you know, a baking like little oven, no microwave around me. But I am definitely thinking about it. And so those will be the things today, and I will point out and share with you and show you, and, you know, so you can have a better picture of what it is I'm doing. I'm still doing my best to stay weight conservative with weight adjustments, and it's gonna have some weight on it, because, you know what I'm saying, because my reinforcement is for purpose, you know, and with purpose. I can't wait to break this stuff down to you. We have the other book to do, and I'm waiting on the other one because I ordered it, because Beyond the Ice Walls is my trip. I actually had permission from him to read it. When you have a mustache like mine, you ain't gonna stop water from wanting to travel your face. If you ain't used to washing your face with a washcloth, then you'll cry about it. But it's just funny feeling. It's like, here it goes. I feel it grabbing on the hair. It's connecting with the other ones. We got the train effect. Oh, it's coming. I've got the drool. Oh. Anyway, let me shout everybody out and see if I can respond to some of the statements and questions asked. We are the music. Damn right, baby. Hey, Elysian, what's going on, fam? Well, hold on, let me get everybody here. Brian, I'm going to read everything, okay? Grand Ascension. Oh, yes, dear, my dear one, Millennial. Oh, my beautiful sister. The pressure. Have you? Who's that creeping in my life? Pow. Nobody. Who's that peeping in my window? Pow. Nobody knows. All right, now there you go, Brian. No respect to all. You already know, Brian. That's what I look like. That's what I look from Sinners more than anything. How music. That was a good movie. Me and T watched it. I'm gonna watch it again today, probably, before I get out here. It's cooler today, but I'm gonna wait a little later before I really start mocking stuff up. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Well, a lot of stereotypes. Of course, a lot of stereotypes, and they could have changed a lot of stuff. It's still programming and conditioning. We already went over what these actors are. I want to say really in there. They're part of the whole. They're promised things that most people will never see or get. They only want to keep about 10% of the so-called Negro, because they know their importance. But you need to know that they're not good choosers. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that alone. Music will always affect it. Right. How it affects your behavior. And it does. At least, and you already know, fam. We are the music, baby. Damn right. Everything was going fine until those. Yeah, but don't say that. Because the original Caucasians are very dark, so-called people. All right? could keep color out over here. Right now, you're soiling green. Everybody in America has been eating because of these individuals. They've been feeding you people for a long time. You know, in the res, when I was butchering my own cattle, my own deer, everything that I was, when I went out hunting, I didn't shit it with you guys. When I went out and got a couple of does, and I set them up on the hooks of my neighbor right next to me, you know, skin my deer and everything. I was particular about what I want. I didn't care if the meat was too tough. I knew how to marinate it. So I would look for the older buck who, you know what I'm saying, wasn't a leader no more. You know, couldn't get a mate. You know what I'm talking about? And you got to know what you're looking for. And I was always fine, and it was good. 12 and 15 points, big meat for a while. And I would always keep it at my neighbors, man, in his freezers, man, and say nothing, because I'd go over there and, hey, man, I gotta get, you know what I'm saying? And whenever he was butchering a cow with his sons and everybody, they'd be like, Rick, come on over. And, you know, that's when I really tied in, and not just being in Florida out there and learning how to do it. Now, I wasn't afflicted like most people who are animal lovers. I'm not an animal hater. I don't even like calling them animals. But the connection of the relationship of how we came to be, it was important to know how to do it. So even in butchering pigs and stuff like that, which I resented that more than anything, because they were more like dogs to me. Matter of fact, almost like a wolf. Like the badgers of the pig world, when we know the wild boar is the original one, and that is not the same regardless of what people say. But in doing that, I attained something. You know what I'm saying? I attained something. I was able to cleanse my system. Everyone, if y'all eat Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever, the Wild Burger, whatever, you eating human DNA. In the shakes. I told y'all to tell these young girls stop going to them centers, giving these abortions, because a life is right off the back. Because they tell you it ain't. Well, where does it start? They can't tell you where it starts because it's a made-up nonsense. Just like they saying people are brain dead. No, they're not. You'll never, I don't care if they want to call it a vegetative state or stick up your butt, whatever, you on a rotisserie. You're not brain dead. You hear everything. It doesn't mean you remember it all because you come back here. You do other things while you're out. But most people don't know because you haven't been nurtured to seek, to look. All right, to congregate. Okay? Biggest mistake is they can never know that, regardless of what's been written. There's you one way or you're the other. There is no mixing of it. It's just impossible. I know, because I was on the other side. Now I'm not on either side. I'm just aware that balance is, it's like a prenuptial. It's going to go back to its forebearer. It's just the way it is. You can't manipulate and take something else from something you didn't create, no matter what you've done in your manipulative or whatever. Yeah, it's just like that. I guess I just told a little something, but it is what it is. You know? And again, every one of you have. Even if it's been used in minerals, like, is it Idaho is the only place where it's illegal to feed human meat? Idaho is the only place. How did that come to be? Did any of y'all know that? Oh, yes, by law. Everywhere else they could feed you it. Y'all saw that little show, that talk show with the cooking chefs, 3 people, and they had a Hindu girl. She really was pissed off. And anyway, the guy gave them some platters to try and told them that, you know, placebo ideology and the fact that there was some with human flesh in it. And they always say, oh, yeah, 3D printed, grown in oh, bull crap. They've got tons of human flesh. I mean, people are dying everywhere. Besides the farms they have that you know nothing about. They give it to you in vampire movies, but you see it on such a small, tiny scale, you can't even imagine. I'm not here to go into that. Just know that all of you and eating your own, and even though it's not yours and it's in ignorance, it don't really rob you, but it does in your state, in your low state of existence. It robs you totally. Okay? Going on mosquitoes and treacherous, yeah. Mosquitoes, yeah. Them Carolina mosquitoes. I was talking to you about one. Boy, we used to be there, and them mosquitoes was trying to pick me, Reggie, and Dwight up and carry us off somewhere. I'm like, man, them damn things, I mean, swinging, and they got mitts, and man, them wings hit you one of them mosquitoes down there hit you one of them wings and knock you down in the stream in the backyard, man. We used to be scrapping, and mama, they had that big thick net, that big thick screen, like them things could break through them little cheap one. Ah, man, them mosquitoes, they ain't, hey, them smoking Joe Robinsons down there, boy. They will bite you and stay there sucking your blood like a fat kid slipping on a soda, like they on a damn Sunday or something. Hey, baby girl Slaughter, what's going on, mama? What's Grand Ascension? I hope you're having a good day so far. I know that's right. That's right. She got a concrete up in there pouring for the patio thing. You know what I mean? That's probably Vietnam to get the opium game and then move it to the old Afghanistan. Yo, hey man, it is. You notice when the war came, you see all the more opium coming in, and then all the cat and everything else from China and all that. And yeah, I'm gonna let y'all see it here in a minute, but I'm not gonna come on it for about 3 hours. All right. My cousin said that half his time in Afghanistan was just guarding poppy fields. Exactly. I did not get permission to read. No, but I did. I had asked him long before before anybody even knew he even existed. The Flavor Saver, I don't know that book on Hardy as well as Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Yeah. All right, let me show y'all over here real quick. Let me get these books back inside with the wind doing some Chinese gung fu on me right here. And I don't feel like matching this wit. All right, let's see if I can keep y'all without doing all that buck choking I do with the, hey, look over here. Look, I don't know how to do all that TikTok-y stuff, man. That's for that youth. I say let the youth have what they got to have. And y'all old heads enjoy your little relevant, little shorter, longer period here than none. All y'all young. Every last one of you. I don't care if you're 90, you young. People ain't got to live your true life yet. Y'all been robbed of it. Y'all should be living over 1,000, at least 800, 900 easily. I'm being dead serious, okay? I'm not making nothing up, y'all. Yeah, they know it too. Oh man, this thing is breaking down. That's another thing. Walmart, they'll be closing that down and start a different facility and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So as you see here, right? I got a 2x6, I got to cut out 3 pieces today. I got to get the mounts on the inside for the hard points, right? Here, I'm going to take this 2x4. It's not treated, okay? This is what I'm going to use for strengthening up certain points in between here, in betwixt here, all right? Got to get 2 off of there, and I remember, what was that, about 30-something inches or whatever, so we get 2 off of here. Then the rest of this is, make sure that you guys can see. I should have set it back a little further. My apologies. It may be a little crooked. I don't mean to be soft like that. Okay. So, good little spider. Anyway, I'm going to put that 1 2x4 right back here and right here. Now, that is just for strength. This enforcement, okay? Again, I don't have one on the ground. Oh, no. I'll use this as an example. It actually keeps my, so we're going to have 1 right back here, okay? Exactly right up to here, okay? We're going to go with, I got to make sure, 5 3-inch screws, but it's got to be perfectly lined, and it's going to be 3 in a pyramid on the bottom. That's going to be all the strength I really need, okay? And then the other piece will be in here if I really need it based on the hard points for the windows, right? Now, you already know, excuse me, the kitchen sink window right here. I want that, I think it's 8 by 12, okay? Now, Walmart, I mean, those are Home Depot. I know I can get that. The other one over here is going to be about 2 inches higher. So about 10 by, well, 12 is a foot. I'm looking at 10 by about almost up to 1.5 feet. You get what I'm saying? Now, the ones I want to get, now, I've been looking at them. I want to get the one that's got the little screen on the inside that can slide back and forth. And the little thing, when you slide the screen open, it can stay down, but you can pop with these little rods, the glass open for airflow. You get what I'm saying? So, and they're not too expensive, but they cost a little bit. All right, so these are not being used. These are just this is for something else on the door. But right now, I'm keeping my my little mini Eagle Flow. The wood's keeping it cool, diverting heat. If you get what I'm saying. All right, these, like I said, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are 10 2x2s. I got about 6 or 8 more over there. I'm gonna start framing up, but only to get the back lined up and bringing it forward. Not to build the whole box because I need a lot of cross-sectioning happening, and which gives it strength, and that's why I have the witchguard rig, and I'm waiting for the other one, which has got a more deeper cant, so we can really get a good angle. Even if I was to screw from up here, it would be the perfect angle without causing the wood to splinter and crack and all that, okay? So, oh man, this thing looks like I should be standing right in the front of this goofy thing. Anyway, so reinforcement here, okay, down here. Right here, I can even go here, just to give it a lot of strength. That's it. That's all it is. Because this, remember, because of the bowing and stuff, is kind of bowed out. But when I push it just that little bit, it's in. I didn't remove it, all right, and then shave it down so it be angled in. I just, you know what I mean? And then it'll hold, all right, and it adds a little more strength. Okay. Framing out the door. I'm going to frame it out with the 2x2s and a 1.5. So I'm going to do 2x2, build the frame, try to measure it as perfect as I can. Then I'm going to add a 1x2 on top of it to give it that little thickness. Now, the inner works, I'll get that all blocked off, which gives it good strength and all that, but it's going to be more than that when I'm putting the surface down and the insulation. All right, that'll make it strong because I'm actually going to use the wood glue and putty. Not the foam. I really want it to be solid, you know what I mean? But the framing I'll work on today. I'll get it measured out. I'll get everything cut the way I want it, because I'm not going to do where the edges meet like that. I'm actually going to bottom and the top, screw it in, get the frame right where I need it. Before I screw it together, I want it to be kind of tight. And then, and also the 1x2 on top of the 2x2. There's going to be 2x4 in there as well. You'll see deeper understanding, because I'm going to put a portal, two-way mirror, like window on it. You know what I'm saying? You can't see in, but I can see out. You get what I'm saying? All right. So it's got to have a hard point. It's got to be strong, very sturdy, and that's what I'm going to do. So around, let's go over here. Not too much light. All right. Excuse light in your faces. Put it just like that there. And I'll go over here and explain that just a little more in detail. So, I was thinking it up for the lock right here. There's going to be a couple other points, but I'm not going to show that on here. But we got to strengthen this up, okay? This wall right here. So it's going to be down, over, down, 2 places, over. And that's going to be 2x4 as well, okay? Now in here, the strengthening is going to happen on the outside, because I want to be able to put the flashing and all that, the tape that keeps the water from going inside, wrapped around, the good caulking. So the door, I want it to open inward, okay? But I can't open it out with the hinges being recessed. That means where nobody can come and tap the little hinge, it'll be where it's protected. So the thickness of that is also reinforcement, okay? So when I put the door in, I want to make sure that I have the rounded edges where it won't, it will be able to open, not just fit in here like a solid puzzle piece. And the strengthening is because it's a door. Anyone can kick a door in, anyone can break a door in. I want to make sure that it is very sturdy. So the 2x4s are going to play a major role, and I'm not going to show every place I put them. You'll probably see afterwards, but you won't see everything. Now I also have to put, because when I start building this up, I got to put the measurement is halfway between the top and the bottom, a canted piece of 2x4 here. Now, those up in the front, I should have done it, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give it a real solid, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why that's that way. But building up with the 2x4s in the end with the back piece that's going to come over and hold the very first 2 up is going to give me strength even in the middle to hold those 2 up in the middle. And you'll see I'll be walking up there. If I put the weight back here, I'll step up on that and show you. It's going to be very, very strong. And as you know, these already are strong enough. I've got wood up here. I can get up on it and sit and chill. It ain't tilting. And I mean, I'm literally on the wing. Okay? That's how we doing it. And I still got to get a piece of OSB or plywood to cut for the measurement for that first storage area. And as you know, there's going to be a round off right here for electronic switches and all that. And storage facilities that are about that wide coming out and that deep, just to put things in, whether cleaning supplies, this, that. Cooking utensils will be held up with hooks, with bungees, the little mini bungees you can get at Walmart, the little nets and whatever. Things spun around, and there you have it. You know what I mean? Oh, what was that? That's probably went to Vietnam. Oh, they went there for all the wrong reasons, to get in the opium game and then move it and get human body and get sacrifices. Lives, girl, so I had to learn. Yeah, AK. Oh yeah, she is. That's all right though. And listening, filing business returns. I like to write that. Excuse me for getting y'all's conversation. Went to Vietnam. Yep. Exactly. The build is coming together. Appreciate it. Yeah. It's getting there. It's. I mean, I could have done a lot more by now, obviously, but there's things that have to be done. And I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to make too many mistakes, which is absolutely fine. If you get what I'm saying, it's all right. You know what I mean? Because I said that half his time in Afghanistan was just guarding. But yeah. You're very correct about that. No, a lot of people. The flavors. Let me hit the chat filter because sometimes there'd be more. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, there's more. I love that book on Tardy as well as it's Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Yep. Hot dogs aren't the only meat made out of lips. Watch your language. There aren't enough cows to make the number of burgers. Exactly. I think, and that's why they use the organs so much. I think I got a big roll of dynamite, my brother. You do? It'll be good to use the line and the pads. Well, if you want to send it, you got my P.O. boxes right there, bro. I used to use dynamite in my lowrider, my 72 Malibu Classic, my lowrider. Yeah, it's still in Florida. I don't know why. Maybe it's the purpose of building this, right? Take this thing, put the hitch on the back and drag that thing back up here, right? Be out here in the desert. Three wheel coming around trees. Bird poop everywhere. Oh, what a nightmare. I had people say, you should sell it. All that work I had, the fun, in Georgia in 88. There's a place in Georgia and down there in Jacksonville, Florida that work on doing the lowrider stuff. You know what I'm saying? I forget the name of that place. It probably changed 2 or 3 times, or maybe 4. It might be closed down. But they were big time on doing the lowrider stuff back then. Yeah, you send that dynamite, bro. I'll take any donations, man. If y'all got screws that are treated to deal with weather and you 2-3 inches, 4-5 inches, put it in the mouth, send it, you know. And if you got hot sauces that, whether Alaska, Canada, whatever, and you want me to try them, when I build this, when I'm barbecuing, because on a regular, I haven't had none since I've been here, but on a regular, I used to have a case of Carolina Reaper and chocolate bootleg when it came out. I put it on my eggs, I put it on my turkey, my pastrami sandwich, I put it on my steaks. I didn't give it to Westside or any of these guys, you know what I'm saying? T likes hot spicy stuff, so I'm gonna start buying hot spicy when I just go out to make like a little fall, like little R&R getaway, like we'll maybe go out and trap some rabbits or something like that, where it's legal and where I can traverse and do it. But and fishing. Yeah, you send some hot stuff, I'll probably go do a little video and be like, all right, I got this chili sauce from so and so, or whatever you send, I'll always go live and I will share it with everybody. Whatever you send, I need a sander. If you got an old sander, you got a few of them, you just want to get rid of that old sander, send it to me. I don't have to go and spend, you know, $60, $70, $80 unless a sale comes around, which there's not really one happening right now. If you got a router, I didn't get the one they had. That one they had was a little like $213 and another one for like $180. I was like, I ain't getting that. And sanders didn't cost that 6 years or 7 years ago. What the hell? I can get a good sander, a good router for like $45. Then they got that new blue stuff coming from, not against China, but Ryobi or what, I don't know what that thing's called. But anyway, you know. I had a couple of them. I just got some lights from there, and them things, they work, but yeah, you get what I'm saying? But yeah, send it. You know, I appreciate it. I'm no different from other content creators, even though I'm a little more controversial, I guess some people say. There's no controversy. It's just you accept it. You don't have to accept it. I'm not here to make no believers and followers and shit. I'm not dressed up in some white smock walking around. Let's go on stretch. Hey, Johnny, I need to see you in the room later. Beth and Sue. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, what the? Come on. This ain't no nature, boy. Ain't nothing natural about that. Not me. Oh, no. Snoop gonna be getting all this goddamn sausage. Hi, Karen. Greetings, everyone. I got it for vibration for my stereo. Greetings as well. Yeah, Johnny in the room. But y'all see what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? but so, and you can see that the ones that I brought up and the other ones over there, that's enough to frame it out. Not really the top, but it's enough to frame it out, box it out and everything. But it's important that I still got to be able to sit it, lean it up and get all the paint. And it's going to be up like that for a minute. So I'm actually going to build, I'm going to screw them in, build little stands. So if the wind comes, it's going to be leaning with enough weight where it's not going to break anything and it'll hold up. And then once I take it off, I can putty, paint, and get it all treated up and, you know, serve the purpose that it's supposed to serve. So it shouldn't take me but a few days, hopefully in the window where there's no rain, once I have the appropriate stuff, the fiberglass, the resin, and I make sure the hours for curing is appropriate. Like right now, there's still a couple places where the tung oil is still curing. It is. I touched it. You didn't see it, but on my fingertips, it was on there. Okay. And yeah, this is why I drilled my finger. See, it's pretty much healed. Most everybody else will take, I guess, another 2 or 3 weeks. It's a scab from where the hole was. I know it's still hard to conceptualize the reality of it. Did you really heal that quick? Yeah. Remember, I'm the guy. I can't get AIDS. I can't get. It's a whole lot of. I can get the which is considered like cancer. The SP numbers be high, but it's not there. I can't explain everything, man. I just can't. I don't have to. Don't want to. Will never. And never ever will. Yet there are just some things that you're very capable of in the smallest spectrum. All right. And building something like that, I don't care about all this crap going on. If that's what they want to be underground, they want to kill everybody because they're sick and they don't really know what they're doing and they think they do, then so be it. And that's going to be a hectified ride for a lot of you. And it's going to drum up the energy they need. It's going to be fear, and it's going to be that quiet acceptance of something you ain't got to accept. But what are you doing to manifest change? Somebody found a picture of me, they say, around 1780, 1820 or something he was saying. I was like, man, you just put the picture up. You're talking all cap. Red, I'm telling you, where you look right now, you were this individual. And you was a gunslinger or something. I was like, hey, well, if you found a picture, then you do what you got to do with the picture. Give a damn. He says, man, your ears, your eyes, the nose. I was like, well, man, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Yeah, it says you was an Indian gunslinger and an Indian fighter or something. I was like, I don't know nothing about the picture, bro. I don't know nothing about all that you're talking about. So if you come across something that look like me, know there's about probably 50 people walking around that look like me right now. And damn near identical. All right? Just like y'all. The picture is bigger than you can even conceptualize. It really is. But yeah, if you want to mail me something, if you have something and you can part with it, I'll be very appreciative. I've got a Gmail and only like 3 people hit me up in it, and a couple of people with music. I haven't checked it in like 5 days. I just don't be in it like that. I got to go over there and empty out a lot of stuff. But especially all the spam from these retards. That's sweet. Anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. Y'all know my Cashapp. Nobody put it up, but I can't blame you. I just learned that over a 10-year period, Dr. Umar Johnson collected millions of dollars. Can't say nothing about his interviews because you get paid for interviews and meet people and this, that, and the other, and stand up and talk at certain schools and events and stuff like that of these people who pander for more ignorance. Can't change that. But dang, wow. And he's really giving nothing back. But a whole lot of synapses, theories, ideologies, this, that, and other, and what his passion is, regardless of what reason is behind it. Umar Johnson keeps the vision, which is more hate-filled stuff than anybody, just like Roland Martin. Just like Dr. Richard. They all do it, but Dr. Richard at least is in the right direction because it's against an enemy of all life in themselves. But anyway, and a plethora of others, you know. What was the name of that woman, Iana? What did she say? We can talk with DMX and his son. She told you that she knows she's from here, from this soil. She's not out of Africa. What's funny is even from the basketball players, there's so many of those that say it, Isaiah Thomas and so on. You still have this plethora of individuals who want to write Ice Cube. They want to write people off. ODB, RZA even popped it one time, got quiet because you know he sold out. You know he got to do something strange for the change. You know what I mean? All of them. Don't be that weakness. Right now, New York is losing. I hate to say that about homes and all that, you know. But New York is losing. Them brothers over there, like the gang members in LA, at least the youngins over in Cali are picking it up. We got brothers in Jersey and New York, you know, Anidas and all. What's the name? Anidas over in UK College and a few others that know this. We got a lot of brothers. Fear None Everlasting down there in the Caribs and other brothers in Haiti, Dominican Republic, even friends of mine in Panama, Omar and a few other individuals who know that their ancestors are from here. But regardless of that, you have these individuals with all the good information out there who are having a hard time rationalizing the reality and accepting this truth. And then there are those who know and they don't want no coming together of the minds because it's a fearful thing. Right now, they're moving fast like that because of the so-called American Negro. They want destruction. And the biggest mistake they can ever make is all I can say. And I already said they got one, and they're not going to move with it because to them, they have an infinite points of narratives of function and thought that they think they can curtail everything to stave off the inevitable. It's the most idiotic thing to not even be half honest. You remember that politician that says in the American Negroes, why he said that you're Aborigines, and then he put him in front of those people of the SC, the Southern Caucus, Negro, whatever, and ASP. I was like talking about animals. Whatever that NAACP, founded by 4 or 5 of them, you know who's, put them in there to apologize for calling them Aboriginal. What worthless melanated individual would sit there to accept that. You think there's not a long list of people who have done something strange for the change? Me, I wouldn't be saying nothing if they said, look, man, take this off and go. I've been like, bye. Y'all wouldn't know nothing. No, I'm not bartering for. I'm just saying bad choices, poor choices, runabouts of the mill. I don't call it being attentive. I call it paying attention with the wrong reasons and rationale, as they always do. There's so much more, and yet you guys got me. All right? And I appreciate y'all. Okay? Oh, you never apologize, baby girl. Slaughter, don't ever say sorry to me. I'll just turn around and call, yeah, you was a sorry mother. Anyway, don't ever do that. No, I respect you. You know that. I know you working at home, working from home, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Make me something to eat, get something in my gullet. I don't think it's gonna be in the 100 today. I don't know. What kind of aircraft is that? You see that, T? Mm-hmm. You see that aircraft? Is that an aircraft? That's a regular plane? I can't. That is coming right over there from what we consider the South, but it's the North Pole, coming right across the and either this is my eyes. My eyes are a lot better, y'all. You see, I've been wearing my glasses. What kind of aircraft is that? Being in the Navy, we used to have to study all the aircrafts and always keep up with all the new stuff coming out. What kind of damn aircraft is that? It don't even look like a plane or a helicopter, and it's moving fast. I would turn the camera around and zoom in. All right, let me see if I can zoom in. I can get it. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, it's right there. It's a white little dot, man. I'm under the shade. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. What the frick, man? Oh, man. It's barely even seen on the screen. Oh, shit. I don't know what kind of aircraft that is. They look round. It's going fast. I mean, real fast. That's fast. I can't tell you what. It's probably a jet, but I don't know. It just looks so, you know, they got the sky so inundated with their toxins and poisons. I'm even seeing allowing it to stand out, looking at the black and white little dots moving around to bring a little clarity on it. And it's not standing out. It looks like a black bubble now. Anyway, eyes hurt. That was crazy. Y'all, I appreciate y'all, all right? Already. Anyway, beloved sisters and my brothers, I'll see you guys in a few hours.